Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everything in between, it's time for the 2024 NFL season to be predicted. But there's a twist. We're gonna see what Agents of Conflict says is going to win the Super Bowl for the year. And it's going to be something. Going through a simulation game where all these 32 teams are fighting against each other to see who comes out on top. And let's see how things go in three, two, one, go. All right, let's see. Is anybody gonna try to start? Oh, okay. There it is. We got our first wars and alliances. Is we'll probably disable alliances as soon as there's enough teams gone. Oh boy, the Texans are gone, and the Bears just became a puppet state for Kansas City. Go figure. And let's see. There's a lot of fighting going on right away. And we're gonna see how things go. But yeah, Houston did not get a chance to defend as the AFC South champs. But it looks like we might see some more teams go soon than already. And don't worry about the year counter stuff. And down goes the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Chargers. Well, man, Eberflus definitely is going to lose his job. Not to mention that the Chargers aren't going to do so well under Jim Harbaugh if that's how they're going to go out. But who knows what's in store throughout the season? This is just a fun little experiment thing. Need to, you know, just have a little bit of fun every once in a while. As we only have some fighting going on in the East Coast right now. The Battle of Florida going on, Battle of New York going on, and the Jets are once again being the Jets here as they're starting to run out of land and everybody's sending money to each other, or if that counts for anything. And down goes the Jets. The Buffalo Bills have managed to maintain their status as a contender against a team who is hoping Aaron Rodgers is going to be healthy, but he couldn't help him out this time. And the Rams just became a puppet state for the Cardinals. Huh. Didn't even know that you could have puppet states. But anyways, we got some wars going on. The Saints are fighting among two different fronts. That is a bad move. Because you're up against Dallas and Kansas City on one front and Atlanta on the other, a division rival at that. And we got the classic Super Bowl 42 Patriots versus Giants, as well as 46. Ohio being a puppet for each other, and the Steelers don't even get a chance to replicate their 9-8 success. They get taken out by the Washington Commanders, and the Giants agree to become a puppet state. Oh boy, that's surely gonna go fine. And the Rams are starting to be collapsed in on two different fronts as well. Oh, so they might be the first NFC West team to go. And Kansas City just became a puppet state for the Denver Broncos. Jeez, that really would be a first if Bo Nix and Zach Wilson were playing well, but down goes the Colts. That's, I believe, the second AFC South team to fall. Oh, well, maybe Anthony Richardson didn't stay healthy or he started showing signs of liability. But anyway, and we are already down to only 26 teams, and the Saints just joined the Atlanta Pact, whatever that is. And Operation Madison. Oh dear God, that is going to age so poorly. And the Buccaneers are in a war against the Jaguars. At least they only have one front to worry about. The Vikings. Down goes Kansas City, the defending champs. The Dallas Cowboys knocked them down. And the Bengals seize a territory from their puppet. And there is a lot of stuff going on already. And a long time is passing throughout. The Rams revolted against their master. Oh boy, time for a two-front war, Rams. And down you go. The first NFC West team to fall by the hands of the 49ers. Patriots sees New York from sees from their puppet. The Bengals fall too. And a shocker, it's the Washington Commanders. Man, things really are starting to be on the uprise for Washington. Though it comes at the cost of the Bengals going back to being the Bungles. And we're still seeing some wars. Oh yeah, the Buccaneers just got conquered by the Miami Dolphins. Baker Mayfield proved to be a massive liability on that front. And then seems like fighting is officially died down as everybody he has entered negotiations and stuff. Oh wait, never mind. It's Dolphins versus Jaguars. Or then the Patriots joined Operation Richmond. And there's another war. Panthers trying to prove that they are back. And here's another fight between New England and the Giants. And Miami is on his last leg. There's nowhere for them to go. And the Jaguars have officially eliminated the late season collapse. And we have, well, there goes the Buffalo Bills. We're down to 19 teams. And we got some surprises here already. The Giants are still around this long. Pretty much the AFC South is really just between two teams at this point, and the NFC South is just down to three. And oh my goodness, is the Giants revolted and didn't get conquered by Philly. What a surprise! A quick snap event. And now we're down to 18 teams. And I think everybody's like in a alliance at this point. Yeah, there are some alliances going on at this point. There's like in bit of an NFC South. Well, speaking of the NFC South, the Titans are pushing in really hard, and now the Panthers are making the bad move of going up against Washington, and the Titans making very good progress across three different teams. You just wonder how long some of them are going to go. And well, there goes some of Green Bay's land because of the puppeteering and stuff. And wars have. Oh, never mind. They're going to take a stab at the Titans. And the Broncos going up against the Seahawks for a little bit. And yeah, it's hard to tell on that area if there's any fighting going on. But it's really going. A lot of these wars tend to come down to who has the most money. And nobody's touched New England. So that's money being built up there. There's a lot of things that can make or break it for some of these teams. And we haven't seen another one eliminated in quite some time now. We had a lot of teams go down within just like the first 7 or 8 minutes, 9 minutes of the entire thing. And now there's no wars going on. How are the alliances going? Oh, there is one war going on over here, and the Titans went back in on the action again. And, and the Titans are starting to collapse like they did a long time ago, and they finally fall by the hands of the Atlanta Falcons. And I was wondering when we were going to see another team fall apart. It turns out not having Derrick Henry there at running back proved to be costly. And now the Vikings are trying to push into Broncos country where the ride never ends. It never does. But there's still the whole thing about alliances going on. And as you can see, this entire area here is in an alliance. I might have to turn alliances off soon because there can't be much fighting amongst them if there are alliances. But they have ended for now. But never mind. The Panthers want to go out against their division rival. Washington's going after Green Bay. And there's some that one ended, and the Seahawks are once again testing their luck against an old alliance. And there's some peace with the Falcons and Panthers because the Falcons are going to try to go after Washington. And Dallas is going to be going up against Packers, who are proving that they are no slouches, still surviving on. They forgot about the idea, I guess. And oh boy, we got some two front battles going on. Not a good look for some of these. I think the Packers might be going through multiple fronts. And the Falcons, oh my goodness, it's collapsing in on Green Bay, and they're all down to their last breath. And no, yeah, that's gonna do it. Packers get eliminated by the Vikings. Only half the league remains. As the Cowboys lost a significant amount of land. And now Washington is coming in. Arizona decided to try to spread Dallas thin by opening up a new front. But some peace was made. And so Dallas gets to fight another day. Meanwhile, there is still one war going on. On Let me see if we can get a little bit of a zoom in over here. I haven't been able to provide much of a zoom in. But here we see the Washington Commanders fighting against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm sure Dan Quinn is going to want to win his revenge game. Okay, they just delay it a little bit longer. There's definitely a lot of alliance. Everybody's in an alliance at this point, pretty much. So that means it's time to turn off alliances. People can still leave their respective alliances. But I think it's about time to see how things go. Like, everybody's in an alliance at this point. Like, look at this map. Everybody is in an alliance. So it's like, okay, there we go. The Seattle Seahawks are now starting to feel pressure coming in. Let's see if we can. All right, so the Saints won in against the Vikings, so that opens up a new front. And that's two wars going on. The Vikings have a lot of wiggle room to work with here in terms of landing. Oh no, there goes another team. The Eagles decided to unite into New England. What you doing, Eagles? Really? You chose to unite yourself with New England? And dear God, you're not gonna last through that season. And you're definitely set to collapse. So, oh boy, one war ends, another war begins. So, and Dallas is in a weird spot. The Panthers are now in a war against the Commanders, and the Lions are in some fighting as well. So, at the same time, it's a two-front war for Washington. As things are starting to look like things are gonna hit near the end. So we'll see how things go. That up looks like we got some peace stuff. How long before somebody leaves? Okay, so the Lions aren't even in the Lions at this point. But that yeah, there's just one war going on at this point. And pretty much most of the teams are in an alliance. And there's Minnesota getting caught up in the forefront again. And let's see. Jacksonville, you've been sitting pretty for too long. Let's make you break apart. We're gonna make you break apart from an alliance. So you can actually do some stuff. Because you can't just sit there forever. You've built up enough money. You can afford to start doing some stuff. And the Baltimore Ravens united into New England? Are you serious? Nobody wants to do anything? Dear God. And there you go. Down goes another alliance. Because I just forced the Cowboys to leave. Well, there's not much to talk about here. It's the Vikings, and they're doing surprisingly well right now. It's a, a multi-front war for Dallas. They're fighting the Broncos, the Vikings, and the Cardinals at the same time. But they managed to make peace. So Dallas is just stuck with multiple fronts, and the Raiders are doing things. They're doing things. It's going to be quite a while before we see anyone fall down. And all I can do is just force alliances to end. And there's the action right there. They're pushing in onto New Orleans. And that's now all fine and dandy. So we're missing wars now. You know what, Raiders? You gotta go on your own, guys. There's definitely gonna be a lot more pushback going on. So let's see here. Oh yeah, we got a war here on the western front now. The Las Vegas Raiders dumbly the oh, we got two wars going on. The Raiders just dumbly moved their capital closer to Arizona. So let's see. Unfortunately, I can't turn off peace talks, unfortunately, so we're kind of just stuck here like this. But there's only the Seattle Seahawks. No, never mind. There's multiple going on, and Carolina's dumbly going up against two two teams at the same time. Not sure what they thought they could achieve out of this. Maybe it was David Tepper's call to go with it, but they at least made peace with Washington, and they once again make peace with the Falcons. I wonder if that was David Tepper's call there. Or we need to see how much gold some of these teams have. The Vikings and Cowboys don't have a whole lot to work with. So if that goal count reaches 0, that is big trouble for one of these teams. Because you run out of gold, it's game over. And now the Jaguars are finally seeing some action against them. But peace is made at last. As in, but that Alice, they're fighting, but they're running out. They're running out of money to fund their team operations. There's a good number of teams running out of money, in fact. There are some teams that have been building up money, but the Jaguars are starting to run low themselves because they're now having to fight. And the Panthers are pushing in and they take out the Falcons in a surprising move. And they lock the Jaguars into a puppet state. And things are just not looking good at all. Oh, it's all about who has the most money. Let's see how the alliances are looking. There's still some alliances going on. We're gonna get rid of the Seahawks from that alliance. They cannot rejoin in one. And the Raiders are once again being collapsed in on. Never mind, the Raiders are gonna try to push. But the Patriots are running out of money themselves. There's a variety of teams running out of money. And Washington still has a little bit of land to work with, but who knows how long that is. Seahawks can now just independently go take on the Raiders as they please. Vikings have war going on multiple areas. Panthers just have the one front right now. And now the Cowboys, they're starting to run low. They're down below. Oh, they're starting to run out. Remember, once that money count hits zero, they're done. Now they need some time to build back up. They gotta build it all back up. Gotta build it back up. No wars going on. Never mind, there's some wars going on again. That's gonna drain some more out of the Cowboys' paychecks. As that salary cap's about to be met to where they can't pay anyone else. Now then the Patriots are running low themselves. And who's going to collapse first? It's a long game of who's going to collapse first. Because, well, the Panthers just seized some territory. They just made themselves even bigger. Where the Patriots are down below 1,000. They are struggling to stay afloat. And now the Cowboys are going to start losing money because they're in another war against the Saints this time. And there have been some not good results. Peace made there. New England survives another day. Raiders just became a puppet. The Cowboys, they managed to find their way. So it's time to see if I. Let me see if I can. How our alliance is looking. I'm going to make you leave. Even if you are probably on the verge anyway. But we got a bunch of wars going on, and the Vikings are now starting to lose some money here. They're starting to run out. Now remember, that hits zero, you're done. Saints are collapsing in. And Dallas is being fought against on multiple fronts. And it's against the Vikings, Broncos, and Cardinals. And the Saints aren't that much better, stuck in a battle against the Panthers, and the Jaguars revolted, so they're trying to fight back. But, well, the Jaguars have the money to do it considering how cheap they're being. Well, never mind, they just paid Trevor Lawrence, so is that really that much of a difference? Oh, that's a bad move on Carolina's part. They're fighting a two-front war. And Minnesota has officially run out of money, so now they're starting to collapse in on itself. They're collapsing, and now the Jaguars managed to survive. So they're starting to build some money back. Heck, but look, Look at this. The Vikings are going to become the next team to fall because they ran out of money to pay their players. Never mind, they're actually able to start building back up. Jaguars are now fighting against the Saints, and there's some major fighting now. And will the Jaguars hold out long enough? And now the Cardinals are facing off against some teams. Seems Dallas is back into fighting. And the Jaguars are about to run out of money to pay the players. All that money went to Trevor Lawrence, and now they're just stuck dead to their own weight. Oh, never mind. They're actually going to survive. Things are not looking good for some of these teams. How long can these teams go on for? It's not like we're going to be stuck here forever. It's like, gotta, gotta sort things out eventually. Now the Vikings are falling further and further apart. Hurts running out of land. And now things look fine for now. I think it's time to end some more alliances. Don't you think? Yeah. Sorry. Had a habit. Now we're gonna make the Broncos leave that alliance, so there are no more alliances. It's every man for himself. Well, I guess in this case, it's every team for himself. And the Vikings have officially been conquered, fully being seized by the Cowboys. And Cardinals are now a puppet of the Cowboys. Wonderful. Up, the Jags are now gonna be stuck trying to recover what lost money they have. And New England's a puppet state for Washington. And peace is made. Jags survive another day. They're just holding on by a thread at this point. Just by a thread. And the 49ers, we could have a. And down goes the 49ers. What a shock. Gone in just the wild card set. Because remember, top 14 make the playoffs. We have 14 teams make the playoffs. And now we're down to just 10, so we're almost out. So there are some wildcard teams still yet to go. And the Cardinals are starting to hang on by a thread in terms of money. Remember, it's all about how much money you have left to pay your players. Nobody's in an alliance at this point. If you take a look here, nobody's in an alliance. It's every team for themselves. So, what does this mean? Jaguars are trying to fight now. I know I can influence some fights. Alright, so the Panthers won some of their land back. And the Jaguars are facing the entire might of the NFC South. The Saints are facing the might of the Cowboys. So things aren't looking good. Well, they're no longer facing the Saints. The Jaguars aren't. And New Orleans just became a puppet state for Dallas. So that fighting is back in action. Broncos are now fighting the Cowboys. Texas is quite powerful. But the Texans went out so early they didn't even get a chance. Congrats on that first pick, guys. Nice, but the Broncos are trying to divide the Cowboys' land in two. Well, three at this point. And then the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Panthers all got in on the war fun. But I wonder how long some of these puppet states are going to last. And Washington has New England as a puppet. It talk about some embarrassment. And the Saints just revolted after Cowboys seized Memphis. So there's that going on. And oh my god, the Cowboys ran out of money and now the Saints are coming in to take some land from them. Cowboys got a little bit of money back, but no, they just ran out again. And they survived to live another day. And now some fighting goes on. Some struggles have been going on. And the commander, Washington, is being backed into a corner now. It's been a while since we've seen a team get eliminated. And by the way, there is no editing involved in this. This is just the entire full length. I'm just uploading the entire full length of this up front. So you ain't gotta worry about a thing. The closest thing to editing that I'm probably gonna provide is, well, whatever or the outro ends up being, or whatever the intro ends up being if I add in one beforehand. But who cares? All that matters is that we're here to have fun, and that's that. And by the way, the Panthers have now run out of money, and the Jaguars are going to come in and try to take more land. And now Washington's officially ran out of money, and down goes the Panthers, officially eliminated in the wild card. One more team, and that's looking like it's going to be Washington at this point. And now the Saints are making some pushes. Cowboy Commanders survive another day, and now the Saints are going in towards Dallas. Is everybody's going after Dallas and taking their land because they ran out of money? Could we see yet another team eliminated? Is that could have been a favorite, or well, in this case, arrogance. And Dallas is lucky because, well, okay, Washington ran out of money yet again, and they were able to move the capital. Wow, no money for Dallas still. And I think Washington is about to hit their last leg at this point. And there's going to be a good number of teams that have hit their final stretch. And I think we got two teams who are not making any money at this point about to collapse in on themselves, fitting that the Cowboys would be one of those teams. Down goes Washington as the next eliminated team is now officially the divisional round. Cowboys managed to avoid running out of money by turning Arizona to a puppet state, but it won't be for long. Jags ran out of money there. And Dallas, well, they just ran out of money again. How fitting that they were able to barely hold on. The Saints are also on the verge of losing money, so they could be next up on the dock. And I gotta say, some of these teams are getting lucky. Some of these teams are getting rather lucky. But the Saints could be the next team on the dockets because they're about to run out. Well, hey, Dallas is in Arizona are starting to lose money themselves, and down goes the Saints' money. The Broncos trying to make a deep run themselves. Good to know that even if it's not imperialism, the Broncos will go on a stupid deep playoff run. for whatever reason. And the Saints are going to survive by becoming a puppet stage for the Broncos. Well, that sure was fun while it lasted. And look at this. The Broncos continue to expand their land. And look at who our top four teams are. Quite the shock. Maybe things really are bad for the Patriots. I doubt it because, well, who knows how UNC quarterbacks are going to fare. Oh, wait a minute. We had one in Mitch Trubisky, and he didn't fare out all that well. But yay, 8 teams in this long in. How long is it going to be? Well, the Raiders are starting to lose a fair bit of land. Broncos are losing some land themselves. And now the Cardinals are pushing in against Dallas. Who's gonna lose? Everybody wants in against Dallas. And the Broncos have the money to back it up. Okay, everybody made peace there. Yeah, but it's a question of who's gonna falter. It's a question of who's gonna falter first. There's not all that many who have a lot of capital. Seahawks by far have the most amount of money. And Broncos still have the most amount of land mass. And oh wait, the Cowboys just ran out of money just as I checked. And they moved their capital closer to Arizona. But it does buy them some time to start making more money. Although I wonder how much longer that's going to last. As in, the Broncos are finally going to run out of money in their own right. Well, they managed to make some peace with some, but they're still fighting New England, who is finally going to go after them. And now the Saints went back in on the action. And quite some stuff going on here. Everybody's losing money to an extent. And look at this. Jaguars also ran out of money. So we could see our next two teams go right here now. And all this time, the Cowboys have been hanging on by a thread. So who knows what could happen? There was peace made there for the Jaguars, but how long will it last? They don't have a whole lot of room to work with. But yeah, Broncos are just doomed. And Jaguars and Broncos are pretty much doomed at this point. They're on the verge of going down, pretty much. And Cowboys are starting to lose money themselves. But it's a question of who's going to be the next team to fall. Dallas is going to be able to make more money still. But the Broncos, with who's all around them, they may not be able to last. But Jaguars are able to hang on by a thread. Patriots are still pushing through like mad. Jaguars have ran out of money there for a moment, but they're still hanging on. And now the Broncos are back in another war. And they're going to once again run out of money in a moment here. And there it is. They ran out of money again. And we got about two teams struggling to make money right now. And Denver just became a puppet of the Patriots. Go figure. That's just the way the world goes, apparently. But here's what I'm going to do. Because it's final 8, I'm actually gonna disable the puppets. So no more puppets can be made. No more puppets. Everybody has to legitimately fight or unite in order to be the last team standing. We had some stupid decisions made rather early, but as long as teams are fighting, teams are fighting. And down goes the Saints being collapsed in all over. Two teams going in at that. Oh, never mind. Patriots are fighting two teams at the same time. But the Saints just ran out of money, so they're pretty much about to be done for. Never mind. Peace mermaid. It's like, how long can you survive until you finally fall? Saints are being attacked again. Maybe they'll run out of money once again, and they're finally gonna fall apart because they're just collapsing in. And down goes the Saints, the first team to fall in the divisionals. So, who's next up to fall? We got a battle between two teams that have been trying to bounce back. Cardinals briefly fought a two front, but not anymore. Jaguars still being used as a puppet. But let's see. Oh, never mind. And they just revolted in on their own. See how the Jaguars fare. And the Cardinals are losing money again because they're fighting. And yeah, and there it is. We got a lot back and forth going on, so no more puppets. Can't cheat your way out with a puppet this time. And Seahawks, who by far have the most money by a wide margin, are fighting. Never mind. And it's still some battling and battling and battling. And the Jaguars are about to run out of money here, and they do run out of money. So New England is just gonna go in and take all that land. Broncos are going in to take Cowboys land. Jacksonville manages to get into a piece, survive another day. Broncos are also running low on money themselves. Both teams survive another day, go figure. Now the Broncos are stuck having to fight the Seahawks. The Cowboys are fighting another war because of they're fighting against the Cardinals, but that might not be the best move in hindsight. Like considering they're about to run low. And look at this. Fighting all over everywhere. And peace made in one aspect. But how long can these wars go on for? Seahawks have by far the most money and can fight at any time. But it's a matter of when things happen. And things have not been going well. We're in the final seven, so we're gonna speed things up a little bit here. Speed things up a little bit. Do a times two speed. See if we can get anything out of it. Because it's been going on for long enough to where we can afford to do a times two. I should have done it at the start of divisional stuff because they were down to 18s, but whatever. Better late than never. We've been at 17s for quite a while. Seahawks still have the most money by far. Jaguars, they can only fight the Patriots at this point. And some teams are starting to collapse in on themselves. Jaguars ran out of money again. And the Cardinals just got conquered by the Cowboys. So Dallas got lucky at one. But Dallas is still fighting and fighting and fighting. But the Patriots are still a big threat. But Dallas fighting on two fronts ain't a good look. Broncos are running low on money themselves because they just established a core for 1,500. And now we got multiple people trying to go after the Broncos because they're running low. Because establishing that core proved to be the dumb mistake. And things are not looking good for the Broncos. They made it pretty far, I'll give them that. But there are other teams that are starting to run out of money themselves. Broncos got lucky. Jaguars trying to put up a fight, but they're struggling to maintain their land. And there has to be a winner at some point. And we are still not even close to done yet. Let's just do the times 3 for right now. Broncos just ran out of money. So, oh, never mind. There's peace treaties going on. And, wow. This is a shocker. Patriots just took the lead for most amount of money. And they're still building. The Seahawks. Oh, never mind. Patriots just used that was your core. The Seahawks now have the most money again. And things are falling apart. Jaguars just ran out of money. Just like that. And peace is made. How much longer can some of these teams go on for? It's a question of how much longer. The Raiders are about to run out of money themselves. And they do. They can move the capital for so long. Raiders got lucky there. Now everybody's fighting and stuff. It's a matter of who's going to collapse first. It's been so long here already. Now the Jaguars try to get in a major push. But they're going to run out of money. And I think that's going to do it for them. They moved all the way down to Miami, but it might be too little too late for them. And they're finally going to be gone. That's 5 teams left. Only one more team has to be eliminated before we can move on to the division. Well, to the conference finals, I mean. The conference finals. Right now, it's 2 NFC versus 3 AFC. It is quite interesting right now. And the Cowboys just ran out of money again. How many times did they ran out of money in this video? It's like they're trying to give the other teams the win. So it's not like things are changing much, but they might finally fall if they don't get any peace treaties done soon. Well, they get one done with the Raiders, but not with the Broncos just yet, and they finally do. But now the Patriots are coming in and to face them. And the Broncos are back in action once again. And the Raiders just ran out of money, and there it goes. The Cowboys finally make it to the 3rd round. Finally make it out of the 2nd. But at the cost of so many times of running out of money in so little land space. It's now an equal 2 versus 2 after the Raiders have been eliminated. It, who's gonna... Will we have a representative for the AFC and the NFC? Or will it be an all AFC? That is the real question to ask. But the Patriots have proven they can continue on under a new head coach and a new quarterback. But can they capitalize? And the Cowboys once again run out of money. And with how little land space they have any more amount of times they do run out of money, it's probably going to hurt them. And the Broncos going after the Cowboys now. They're on pace to run out of money, and they do. With the Seahawks rolling in, Cowboys are facing the Patriots right now. They're running out of money. They do. And now the Broncos are being faced in from two sides. They're going to run out of money themselves. Cowboys are still hanging on by a thread. And we might have an AFC versus NFC Super Bowl, like as intended. And down goes the Denver Broncos. Those maybe bring in Bo Nix and no wait, yeah, Zach Wilson to be your star quarterbacks ain't such a good idea. And they want to hold off their Super Bowl matchups for a little bit. But the Cowboys, they ain't got anywhere to go. They have to fight the Seahawks or they have to fight the Patriots. Either way, they're backed into a corner with very little landmass left. And both sides have a lot of money to work with. So they finally make it past the second round, but at what cost? It costed them the entire state of Texas in the process. And finally, down goes the Cowboys, and we get ourselves a Super Bowl 49 rematch between the Seahawks and Patriots to determine who goes on to win the Super Bowl. We're going 5 times speed here. Both teams having roughly equal amount of money to work with, and things can easily shift in favor of one side over the other. They both made through some shocking ones. Like, I'm surprised that the Chiefs and the 49ers went out as early as they did. I figured they'd be the fan favorites. Well, 49ers would probably be fan favorites. Chiefs are pretty much new management and all but name. I mean, they really are. But some shockers also included these two making it this far. The Broncos also making it so far. Or in Washington and so many others made some shockers. Like, this has been shocking in overall. But who's going to be the team that comes out on top among the two skirmishes? All they can do is just keep fighting and fighting and fighting until a winner comes out on top. And I wonder just how things are gonna go. Is there a way I can speed this up a little bit more? No, this is the max. We're here. This is the max speed. But we need to have an answer and soon. Because we're about to have ourselves a really lengthy video here. It already is pretty lengthy. But still, we got ourselves here. And we're going to see who wins this second round of Seahawks versus Patriots in the Super Bowl. Well, it ain't much of a Super Bowl, but pretend that it is according to Ages of Conflict. Which, yeah, who knows how that can go at this point. I mean, but here we go. The Patriots are making use of more money, and it's back and forth fighting, back and forth fighting, back and forth fighting, and the Seahawks are the ones on the verge of losing out yet again. Are they trying to pass it on the 1 yard line with Geno Smith or Drew Lock this time? I don't know. But we will be finding a winner soon. And let's see, who is it? Who will it be? And I'm keeping track of the money stuff here. There's really no point in zooming in. All the action is right here in front of your eyes. And the Seahawks they've been running very low. It's just been short skirmishes is for some time, but the Seahawks are trying to ensure some short, quick ones with decent gaps so that they can get more money. But that ain't happening. We got it's been like boom, 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 boom. I mean, they how many more of these wars are, are there going to be until Seahawks finally ran out of money? They finally ran out of money after so many battles against them. But they're gonna try to build back up, but never mind. There goes all that money. Just like that. And they get lucky. Well, so much for luck. Nope. Not gonna happen. And war back on. Nope, not back on. And now war back on. And money ran out again. And the Patriots proving that they never really left. They're I mean, it's highly possible they can win a Super Bowl in this decade. Don't be surprised at it. It'd be like having two members of management at the same time. And so I really would hate for that to happen. And it would be pretty shocking considering how things have been. But yeah, no. I would not want a Patriots Super Bowl victory yet again. We've had enough of those. We've actually had enough of the Chiefs at this point as well. So get somebody new in the mix. Get somebody new in. Somebody else has a drought that needs to be broken. And Seahawks are getting lucky with the kinds of wars that are going on. It's like small push, done. Small push, done. Small push, done. And they're recouping little by little at a time. But it seems like this one is finally. Never mind. They came so close, but they got lucky. Looks like this time will finally be the one. Never mind. They just keep fooling us and giving us heart attacks. So many heart attacks here. And it's about to be 1,000. And in the simulation, it's about to be 1,000 years since this whole thing started. Seahawks ran out of money again. They get lucky. It's a battle all the way towards the West Coast. They ran out of money again. It's like, how much longer is this going to go on for? We're about to hit the 1,000 year mark of this whole thing. There's only. And these are the two. Feel like this is probably going to be how a Super Bowl between these two would feel like. It's like, come on, just bend the knee already and get it over with. Like, come on. It's like, stop trying to fight. You lost. Like, come on. Just take Super Bowl 40. Which, what would be a reasonable Super Bowl to compare this hypothetical matchup to? Like, there has to be one out there. Like dominate the whole game. I mean, opposing team tries to sneakily come back at times, but it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, this is going on for quite a while. We've already hit the 1,000 year mark, and we're probably about to hit an hour into the video because of this conflict. Because the Seahawks refuse to go down, and I was like, "Come on, you're on the verge of losing here, or you're way overmatched in money and land." Is the power of California proving to be useful or something? Wait a minute! What did the Patriots do? They just spent some of their money to establish a core, and oh my goodness, I can't believe it. The Patriots did something stupid. And now the Seahawks have a shot at doing something, but they can only do it in small bursts. It's just that the Seahawks might do themselves in because they keep shooting themselves. And the Seahawks once again run out of money. And I just want to know how much longer this can go on for. Patriots are making more money quicker than the Seahawks, so it's like, what's the point? It's like, come on, just hurry up. That what seemed like a dumb little mistake that could have screwed the Patriots over didn't really screw them over all that much, huh? Really beatable. Only for a team that was given the chance to fall apart. I wonder where that sounds familiar, huh? Well, no matter. Things are still looking quite bleak for the Seahawks. Man, they just do not want to have two teams running out of money at the same time. I mean, I get it, but still. Seahawks ran out of money yet again. What else is new? It's just been about who can outlast the other. And so far, it seems like it's going to end up being the Patriots. Go figure. Patriots have been just taking so little land at a time because they want to avoid going down to that zero mark. And they know they can recoup more of their losses faster than the Seahawks. So it's not like one of those situations. And they nearly dodged a bullet there. But yeah, I think it's safe to say this one's finally over. Or given enough time. If that time comes. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here we can now declare your winner. According to Ages of Conflict, the New England Patriots are going to win Super Bowl 59 this upcoming season of the NFL. Woof. I would hate to see that happen. That and the Cowboys and the Chiefs again. You get the drill. So, but no matter. Or we'll see who really wins when the season actually comes up. But for now, thank you all so much for tuning in to this lengthy little experiment that I'm sure is totally gonna backfire when all is said and done. But until next time, travel safely.